Welcome back, everyone, to episode 2 of L.E.O. For context, that just stands for low effort one shots. I do not put a lot of effort into editing these.
That's fair. I mean, the last video you left you watching YouTube in it, so
Shh, don't tell them that. People haven't seen it yet. People haven't actually looked at that. At the very least, no one's commented on it.
probably we can only hope.
So this will probably go up tomorrow, which means that I probably put in like maybe 2 hours worth of editing, if that. So if it looks awful, I know it'll get better over time.
Editing's a lot of work.
Yeah, and I'm bad at multitasking, so
Ah, it's okay. I get that, man. I tend to procrastinate a little bit too.
all right. So again, so that it's on video, and mainly because this is going to end up being a thumbnail. You got a deck of cards. I add 2 decks. I probably don't even need to do this because it's just you, but it's more fun this way. Because if you draw 5 jokers in a row, I get to put that as the thumbnail.
Well, that's if I do. My luck's usually not that good.
Yeah, typically if you draw
And
5 jokers in a row, it's because they're all trying to kill you. All right.
or I'm escaping somehow, like last episode.
Yeah. So for a little bit of context of how this series is mostly going to go, these one shots are going to be mostly self-contained. I give out different character parameters every episode. So for this episode, any race was allowed. Uh, Beans chose a scientist, and the level I set was 13. And it's been better. Beans actually got Beans. Is this art like fair use in the video? I'm not gonna get like.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
I made it from a Picru. I just put a little note on there, so like I didn't draw it.
Yeah. So yeah. Uh, Hopefully YouTube doesn't kill us for this. I'll probably have this on the screen as often as possible, by the way.
Yeah, that's what my cover character looks like. That's Everin.
If any of the plot lines I use you guys like and want to see more of, or if you guys think it would be good to do as a full campaign, let me know. I'll probably do it. Obviously, I'd have
Oh,
to have
you already have a bunch of campaigns. Don't you have like Vault Wars and stuff?
beans. Beans, you want to read the description of the item I put in your inventory?
Yeah. You'll click on it real quick. Yeah. A wisdom gate key. A key said to have sealed the world away long ago, imprisoning a powerful threat with a collective power of the gate lock.
So, your how do I say their name again?
Edrin, or
Evren.
however you want to pronounce it.
Evren is the holder of the Wisdom Gate Key, ruling over your little domain where everyone is very, very, very interested in advancing knowledge and science.
Yep.
You are what kind of ruler are you actually? I'm not even gonna say what kind because this character does not like they'd be a kind ruler, but I'm gonna let you decide.
I feel like Everin would be like to some extent responsible, but at the same time hella chaotic. Like sometimes he'll just be causing shenanigans galore, but he'll usually clean up his mess if he does make one.
So a well-behaved trickster. Love that.
Yes, he does provide healthcare because, like, I mean, if my people aren't happy, I don't really have a country or a kingdom. You know what I mean? It's
You hear
like
that,
if you don't
everyone?
have your
Free
people, then
healthcare.
what
Go
is
to
it?
the Wisdom Realm.
Yeah, I get more people, more researchers. I provide jobs, stable income. We thrive on people being smart and not being dumb. Because the smarter you are, the stronger you are.
So, in this society where intelligence rules over all, sadly, gym bros, there are no gyms for you to get your gains at.
No, there probably is gyms. I mean, people make their own businesses and stuff. Who
Let's
knows?
be honest, Beans. When everyone cares about being smart, they don't care what your muscles look like.
Well, I mean, you also need strength in order to like win wars and stuff. Like you need strength and wisdom. So it's
Beans,
like can't have both.
look at your monostat.
Look, we're not going to talk about that, okay? We're not going to talk about
For
it.
context, people, because I need y'all to understand this. Beans had zero strength,
Well,
had
not zero. I actually
two
have average.
strength before I
No,
told them before I
I have
told them
three.
you have two, three now. Before you had two, and I had to tell you that if you had just two, your character would be physically unable to move.
Eh.
For context, for those out of the loop, three is the bare minimum you would need in any stat at any given point in time to act as a functional human being. So if you have like less than three agility, your legs don't really work that well and you can't really hold stuff. You got less than three strength, your body is too heavy for you to move. If you have less than three minds, you're illiterate and have trouble making understanding people's intentions. So Beams was just gonna be a limp noodle this entire session if they didn't give that other stat point to strength.
I was fine. I still have like 18 agility. It's not like it's going to kill
Ah,
everyone.
yes, you'll just throw yourself further and further to walk instead.
No, use my psychic abilities. I float. Who needs the walk? I can flow with my mind.
So yeah, today of all days, someone comes to your palace, because yes, you live in a palace, and they come
Alright.
seeking knowledge.
What knowledge does this man seek?
In particular, it is they come with a warning that the gate's locks have been growing weaker over time. They wish to ask for your assistance in reinforcing them.
Thing about this would benefit me in the long run if those are kept sealed. Well, you know what? Fuck it. I'll help you.
They say their plan, effectively speaking, I'll admit I'm being a little generous to call this a plan, but their plan is to slowly release some of the locks and replace them with how what's the word? Slowly undo some of the locks and reinforce them, and then
I mean,
replace
do they
them.
have a way to reinforce them? Because I mean, I don't really have a proper way to reinforce them per se. No.
They pretty much came here to ask if you knew how to reinforce the locks.
I mean, could I do it with my mind magic or no?
You personally know the magic used to create these locks are is old and very complicated.
No, I don't. Sadly, that is knowledge I lack.
Hmm. Well, would it be fair to ask you to allow us to use your key to unlock and test?
Sure.
Now, before I let you go any further, I should let you know on some of the lore that your character would be aware of.
All right.
There was a total of 35 keys. A lot, I know, but my brain works big. Each key was used to seal away something a very long time ago. No one really knows what. No one knows anymore what was sealed. They just know that they had to seal it, right? And each
Mhm.
key alters the world or alters the world and sets it into its own dimension so that it can hold the shackle to whatever was sealed away. Releasing the gate with a certain amount of keys will release whatever they sealed away. These people are asking you to, hey, you want to go release that shackle so we can make it better?
Mm, I'm gonna retract my statement I said earlier. I think proper thing we should do is find someone who might know this knowledge to reinforce them, because I don't think inherently unlocking said lock would be really a good idea. No.
Mm, give me an insight check.
I actually didn't do my character personality because it's probably ass.
Oh yeah, it's. I mean, it's what done by your mind. Probably got like 3 points.
I'll put those three all in inside them.
All right.
I'm gonna give. I'm gonna call hearts.
4 diamonds.
It's not terrible.
Yeah. So these people agree to help find someone else with the knowledge, but ask if they can see your key for a better frame of reference.
I will show the key, but I'm gonna keep it in my hand. Like it ain't being stolen or whatnot. Glad. Make sure that doesn't happen.
Okay. So you show them your key, and I don't have a good image for a key right now.
It's just the key from Coraline or something.
So, so the key, you show them your key, and they're like, ah, interesting. They say, thank you for your assistance. We will search elsewhere for the information. Would you be willing to send a champion along with us on our quest? We need better researchers.
Hmm. How about this? I go with you instead, because I'm gonna be honest with you, it's been kind of boring around here. There hasn't had been like much to do,
Hmm.
and I think my kingdom would be fine.
Do you intend to leave the key here while you come with us? So, you offer them your personal assistance.
Hmm. Do I have anyone like a trusted advisor or someone like who I trust, like I know who won't fuck me over that I can give the key to while I'm going with these guys?
I'd assume so. You are, royalty. You have to have somebody you trust. Plus, most people are like, "Oh, the key, that's our way of life. That holds our home together."
Other hand, I could take it with me.
I mean, option, yes. Good option, don't think so.
I mean, I could buy pocket and just make a pocket dimension, just put it in there. Man, it can't be stolen.
That is also an option.
I'm gonna do that.
All right. So you intend to go with them, and you intend to bring the key with you. To be fair, the key is only dangerous in your territory where you have the actual lock with you as well. So
Hmm.
if it leaves, worst case scenario is that someone figures out how to open your lock later. They still have to come back and open it.
Yeah,
So it's only really
I'll
dangerous
probably
when
get.
you have when you're next to the wisdom lock.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring the key with me. I will have someone probably guarding the lock while I'm gone.
Okay. And this is going to be hilarious to say out loud. I can't believe I'm going to say this.
Hmm?
You walk outside to find your guards in a daze. They seem to be. It looks like they've been charmed.
I'm trusting these people less and less by the minute.
Hmm? Oh, that
Where's me?
sorry. They were a lot more aggressive than we thought they'd be upon first meeting us, and they just snap their fingers and all the guards go back to normal. Oh, sire, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Don't worry. These guys just wanted to talk to me. You're fine.
They just
I know.
showed up out of nowhere, out of a weird teleportation thingy.
Do I know anything about that or no?
Teleportation magic? You have a very extensive knowledge of it. Do you know how to use it?
Okay.
Nah.
I just know of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a type of
I mean,
magic.
I have my storage spell, so it's fine. I already bought pocket. I put it into a spell. I just called it storage.
Okay.
That's what it is. I put the key in there.
All right. They're like, we apologize, sire.
You're good. No worries. Everyone makes mistakes. As long as you learn from it, you're good.
Thank you. Your Secretary of State comes walking up, and they're pissed. They're in a huge mood. Just the biggest of tudes. But they're also like a foot and a half tall.
Are they a dwarf or something or a gnome?
They're a gnome. More
Oh,
accurately, a female gnome who wears like 6-inch boots to look less like a gnome. But she's still, even with the boots, like just about 2 feet tall.
what's her name? So I know what to call her because I actually don't know what her name is.
Her name is Leto.
Hey, Leto, what's up?
What's up? What's up is that it's been an hour since anyone has seen you. We had intruders in the castle. Half the guards were charmed.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. These guys were
It's
asking about a whole thing. I'm gonna take care of it. Don't worry. Could you watch the place while I'm gone? Be greatly appreciated.
You're leaving again. Again. You want to leave. Oh, wow.
Well, no, I'm just trying to help them find someone to help with the locks because apparently those are weakening.
The
That's
locks are
not nearly
weakening?
fair. Yes.
Oh
Hence why we're
no.
trying to find someone who can use that type of magic because I can't to reinforce them. And
I'll have the researchers look into it. Hopefully, we can find something before you leave the dimension. You don't intend on leaving with the key, do you?
I mean, I was, but if you think it's better in your hands, I'll give it to you because I do trust you, Leto. You're a good friend of mine.
No, without you here, it's better that you leave with the key.
I mean, no one can really get to it anyway. It's in my pocket, so
She looks a little confused.
unzips the space, shows pocket, the pocket, zips it back
Ah,
up.
okay. Magical pocket. I thought you were talking about your back pocket.
No, I wouldn't put it in there. God, no, that's a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, sire, how long do
Hmm.
you intend on being gone for?
I'm hoping this doesn't take too long. I would say maximum probably 2 months. Because I don't think being gone for too long is inherently a good thing either.
You see her like eyes start twitching. You intend to be gone for 2 months,
I don't know if it'll be 2 months. I was just saying that's a rough estimate.
and you haven't done any type of planning or anything for this.
I actually was gonna ask if you could take care of the kingdom while I'm gone. Because I trust you. Like you are my most trusted friend, and you do great.
You want me to watch the kingdom for two
Yes.
months
Yes.
while you run off and investigate probably the most groundbreaking discoveries ever. Aside from Leto freaking out that you're trying to leave the kingdom to her for 2 months, someone else comes walking up and you hear like very heavy thudding steps.
Hmm? I'm gonna look
This
over the heavy steps.
this is shown to be your general. This is the guy in charge of your army,
His name, Vlad?
General Cog.
My pleasure to see you, General Fog. What's up?
That feels eerily familiar. If that's a reference to something, someone remind me because my brain is saying I've heard that before.
I haven't, so I don't know.
Whatever. This is a robotic golem that I'm shutting this door because the birds won't shut up. A machine that you will. They are so fucking loud. It's starting to piss me off. General Cog is a machine you all created to lead the army because, well, your army is all automated.
Yeah.
Gotta love being able to just build it.
Yep. Probably got the best craftsmen in the world. Because we're all smart.
So he walks over and pretty much just sees Leto tweaking out and is like, "Sire, what are you
What's up?
planning this time?"
Gonna look for with these pals of mine I just met. I talked to them for a little bit. They seemed real through it. It's gonna help them find someone who can use magic to reinforce the locks because apparently those are weakening. And that's not good for anyone. I was gonna let out here until I get back. To watch over things. I'm gonna try to get back sooner. Depends on how long it takes. My rough estimate is like 2 months. I don't know. Hence why I was leaving the kingdom in Leto's hands because I do trust Leto.
Yes, I will make sure that the kingdom does not falter in your absence.
Thank you. I have a lot of faith and a lot of trust in you. Same with Leto.
I thank you, Saya.
No problem.
May I ask, what
Hmm?
evidence did they bring of the lock's weakening?
Did they bring any evidence or no? I'm actually thinking about it.
Nah, they just kind of said it, and you're like, cool, okay.
Actually, I think about it. I didn't really bring anything. I'm gonna look at them suspiciously. Like, obviously, you can't really tell with like the bandages my character wears. I mean, that's just kind of purposeful because their cores on their forehead. It's like their third eye. It also goes with
Mm,
their mind's eye, so they usually have it covered, but they can see through it.
okay. Uh, they all kind of just like shuffle nervously, and it's like, well, you see, we're from the Twilight realm. It's becoming very apparent that things aren't good.
Mm,
If you wish, we could, if you permit us to use the magic, we could show you what it's like from some of our most recent reports.
I'm gonna look to Cog and Leto to get their opinion.
Cog kind of just shrugs, and Leto's like, if we bring a spellcaster here to confirm they're using the kind of magic they say they are, it should be fine.
All right. All right, you get my thumbs up.
You hear Leto just start storming down the hall, yelling for things. Eventually, a few minutes go by, and group of spellcasters come back, and they're just like, "We're here, sire."
What's up?
So the group starts casting certain spells against a wall, and you see like cracks in their sky with what looks to be void creatures falling through.
Oh, that's terrible, actually. Because out of character, I know what void creatures are. That is really bad. Why are they dealing with the void glad?
No, don't worry about it. They're fine.
I don't think they're fine.
They're fine. It's whatever. It's it's just a little void.
Nah,
A little void never killed anyone.
it has actually. I've had a
You,
couple characters die to the void,
you can't
and
blame
or
the
be
void.
consumed
You
by
bullied
it.
the void. So with this, they're like, see why we were a little desperate to ask for some help.
I can see that. That's quite the problem.
So if we could make haste with the whole finding a way to save our home.
Yep.
General Cog walks over to the wall, looks up the situation, and says, I believe these to be lower echelon creatures that escaped the void realm. Are you sure it's not an attack from another time, another realm?
It could possibly be that. That is good thank you for the good observation, Cog.
Anything to help His Majesty. Kind of just make a concerned look and it's like, see, we thought the same thing at first, but then, well,
Good one.
then they started eating each other along with anything they could get their hands on, spreading. And when we reached out to some of the other realms to try and find a way to either help or, mitigate this, no one really responded. It was mostly just claims that as far as everyone else was concerned, the Void Realm had stayed silent.
Hmm. Well, they likely were fools or were just remaining ignorant because they didn't want to deal with it. That's just my opinion.
For some in character knowledge, the Void Realm specifically is just the realm that other realms go to when they die.
Oh, okay.
So, pretty much anything that gets sent to the Void Realm becomes a Void creature until their realm becomes strong enough to regenerate itself. So, to see the Void Realm actively doing something with malicious intent is out of character for them.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're seeing literal evidence of it, so it's like, it's kind of hard to disprove that.
Yep. So that's why they're like, yeah, we want someone, anyone, to come like give us an idea as to why the Void would be doing this now, and since it hasn't done this before.
Well, I'm assuming Leto's not here. Yeah, she kind of left earlier.
She went to go get the people, but she's back now. Yeah,
Okay, I'm gonna ask Leto. Can you look into this?
I'll do what we can, but best case scenario is that the Void is awoken for some reason, but I can't guarantee that this would be the cause. This would be caused by the locks weakening.
True.
She's pretty much saying these guys are cooked. GG's.
Hmm. What if you guys leave your realm and move here into this realm? Whoever's not affected by the void.
They look a little concerned. Well, as you know, the laws of the different realms are governed differently. The keys making it possible for these laws to sustain. In our Twilight realm, it's at a constant state of night and morning. For us to
Mhm.
adjust to a different location would be vastly more if ah, vastly more difficult than us reclaiming our home.
Well, yeah, I'm saying that worst case scenario, if we're not able to save your realm, you could always come here because the
Uh,
void's kind of not great.
in layman's terms, it's pretty much a lot of us are used to living in that dimension specifically because the way it is beneficial to us. If we left, there's a high chance we'd just die outright.
Fair.
It's why instead of like immediately refuging away to somewhere else, they sent a small group to go look for help.
Well, I mean, hey, they got help. They got one of the most like I wouldn't say like most powerful, but like pretty powerful like magic casters, specifically in psychic related shit.
Yeah, you have access to most magic types,
Nice.
either from you yourself being able to cast it, or just you have a guy who can do it if you need it.
Yeah.
So hmm, how would I explain this? Your options are to travel with them and see how this goes because, well, like they showed you, things aren't looking too great on their side.
Mhm.
Or, and I want to stress this is a bad idea. Stressing this to the comment section, not to you. You do what you like, Beans. I'm not
That's
gaslighting you or
fair.
anything. Taking your key, the leader, and just sending them to God knows where.
You know, that's a very good point, Glad. You know what? I'm gonna leave. In spite of you, I'm gonna leave the key with Leto because I trust Leto.
Okay. Well,
Like,
as
I'm putting my
soon as you
phone
give the key to Leto, she's gonna
Leto.
be like, all right, I'm taking this somewhere safe. Goodbye.
It's fine. I'd rather not like potentially lose it to a void creature or what have you. Like, and better in your hands for the time being.
And she leaves like immediately. She doesn't even wait for the conversation to be over. She's like,
That's a little for you.
screw you guys, I'm going home.
Guess we should start searching for the fellow you guys need.
Yep. This is, as you and the seven of them leave, you all head for, well, how would I explain this? So the way your dimension is set up is that in the middle of it is your castle, which is standing on top of the lock, right?
Yep.
As you head outwards, there are different parts of your kingdoms specifically for studying different types of stuff, right?
Yep.
The twilight is to you go through the construction section where they're just learning different ways to use earth magic to create stuff.
Hmm.
Basically, this is where all the earthbenders live.
That's great.
And to kind of reflect that, you see a bunch of very pretty earth statues of stuff, different types of what are those called? The things they have in cathedrals. They're like those stained
I don't know
glass
which one it's called.
pictures.
Yeah, it's a Muriel. I think that's how it's pronounced. I'm probably
Yeah,
mispronouncing
stained
it.
glass murals. And a bunch of really weird metal towers. Like these guys took metal bending and was like, let's see if I can make the Eiffel Tower. So you go through all this, and everyone's like obviously greeting you, saying, showing their respects, all that good stuff. You are the ruler, as it is.
Yeah.
So as you continue through, and you're like giving your nice waves. Three people come up to you and ask if they're allowed to, three people, they're from the guards, but they're like lower ranking. They come up and like, sire, if you're leaving the dimension, would you like an escort? And what you notice is
Oh,
that these three guards are actually like flesh and blood. They're not just golems that were made to do the job.
sure, if you'd like to.
Okay, so cool. You now have a party of like what, 11 people, and
Eh.
the three of them all go. I'm Sprocket. I'm Tick. I'm Talk.
Nice to meet you, Sprocket, Tick, and Talk. I just got the joke with two of them.
Yeah,
That's terrible.
I'm sorry. I'm not very good at puns. I'm not very punny. I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's funny. It's just like, God damn it. I shouldn't be laughing at it, but I am.
At least you'll laugh. The comments will probably roast me.
Fair.
Okay, so I would introduce you to everyone in that the Twilight brought, but I'm honestly not trying to remember that many names right now. So I'll just introduce you when they become relevant.
That's fair. We just don't know their names. They just don't exist.
I mean, they exist. I don't feel like having to memorize every name I tell you when I tell you their names,
That's fair.
because I could remember all the names now, or just say, "Hey, this one who you definitely knew the whole time just died."
It's like, damn.
Like this, it's easier to do that than to tell you their name, to tell you their whole name and backstory, then get it wrong in 20 minutes.
That's why you take notes. Glad do you not take notes? I
That
take
requires me
notes.
to write. This is again low effort. Everything I'm doing, I'm mostly going from memory. If I spend more than 5 minutes getting the one shot ready, it defeats the purpose of it being a one shot. Remember, Beans, you are supposed to die as quickly as possible for these one shots to work. If you survive, then that leaves room for growth in the series. Obviously, joking, I do put more effort and I do take some form of notes. It's just more fun this way when I'm doing things kind of more loose hand because I like seeing Beans' reaction. You all reach the edge of your territory, I guess I'll call it. This is essentially the bridge between your dimension and the next one.
Yep.
And as you reach it, you see a, what I call this, a guard? It's people. They're trying to. It's like a toll booth. That's the best way of doing it. It's like a toll bridge. It's like a toll bridge connecting your dimension to the one next to you.
Hmm.
And the people stopping you, unlike, because obviously what's supposed to be there is the Twilight, because it's you, then Twilight, then a. But no, instead it's someone else. It's a group of travelers who have set up a toll bridge here. They're what you would consider nomadic because they don't stay in any one dimension because they didn't create their own key back in the day. They just kind of drift from place to place.
That's fair. I'm not asking what they need.
Halt! This toll is in place for the fight against the void.
See, how much are you wanting me to pay exactly?
Not money. Shards.
Uh, do I have shards or no?
This character does not have the ability to create them himself.
Thing is, I don't have shards. I was actually going to help the Twilight Realm with their issue regarding the void.
You see the seven of them kind of just walk up and say, "Since when did you guys start doing tolls?" Hmm? Oh, we were asked. By who? Miss Twilight? My apologies, Everin.
Nah, you're fine. No worries. I just didn't know about this.
Miss Twilight. Lady Twilight has been getting increasingly more desperate to fight the void. I never thought she'd ask nomads for help, though. How many shards are you all looking for exactly? Are you looking amongst each other? How many are passing through? 11. 22 shards. Okay. You see her put her arm out above, and they take a little needle and prick her arm. And instead of drawing blood, they're drawing aura, which turns into the shards.
Huh.
Yeah,
Happy King.
they couldn't have done this to you because I don't think you have enough aura to create this many shards.
No, I have shit aura.
They would have done it to you, and you would have been like, ah, I'm dying now. Like a weary old man.
Hey, I'm spry and young. Have you know?
Yes, and most weary old men have more aura than you. Your point? With that, you all have passed to the next dimension. Now, as you walk into the Twilight Dimension, you feel insanely tired.
Holy shit, it feels like just age has slapped me in the face.
You're feeling the effects of our home. Yes, this is the effective. How would I describe this? This would effectively be how it's like all the time here. So for people who have existed in this state, going to a different one is rather difficult.
Yeah, I can see that. Jesus Christ, I would not be able to withstand this dimension.
Yeah. For like a good real world example, it's like having a hangover 24/7.
Oh god, that's horrible.
Yeah, for people who are bad with hangovers.
That's so ironic because my character's constitution isn't terrible, but their strength is ass.
Yeah. So it's that weird feeling of like about to pass out, but also about to wake up at all times.
Ugh, I hate feeling that way.
Yeah, and these people have grown accustomed to feeling like that all the time.
Jeez, that's bonkers.
Yeah, which is why for them moving to a different dimension would be damn near suicidal. Because again, being used to it and having to suddenly become a chipper, regular human, yeah, no, not a fan.
That's fair.
You
Like
done?
taking a Arctic seal out of the Arctic and putting them in Africa or something, or
Yeah,
the desert.
yeah. It's pretty much just something you wouldn't want to have to do if you didn't have to do it. I guess you weren't done. Dear God. For those out of the loop, I have guinea pigs in my room, and for those of you who have guinea pigs, you know that they don't give a fuck what you're doing. If they're thirsty or hungry, they'll make it known. So yeah, my guinea pigs are just chugging away at their water right now.
I think that's adorable. I've never had guinea pigs. I had chinchillas. And even then, like I usually would just kind of check in on them here and there. They'd bark occasionally, but I don't think it's because they would want food or water.
Typically,
Maybe.
they're very easy, low maintenance pets as long as they have enough of what they want. The second they run out, they'll make sure you know. So it's not like you have to you really forget at any point in time. For
Yeah,
those,
wolf chinchillas, on the other hand, are more high maintenance.
yeah. So if anyone ever wants to see my guinea pigs, feel free to drop a comment about it. I'll probably post it on the Discord or something.
Or just post a picture of the babies.
Yeah.
I had a friend who had a guinea pig. It was very cute.
Anyways, they're just drinking water insanely loud right now.
Hear 'em, so you're fine.
Okay, then I should be fine then. I'll know when I edit it if I have to do something about it or not. So after venturing into the Twilight Dimension, sorry, I had to remember what words I used. I wanted to call it something else beforehand, and I had to remember if I did or not. You all run into what appears to be a void creature, but it's not like a proper void creature. What you all have grown to know as the void creatures are empty, shadow-like versions of what used to be there. What you run into is more like a filthy nightmare creature. Like that's the easiest way to describe it for it to make sense as to why it's so weird to see it.
Just an eldritch horror.
Yeah.
Just cannot comprehend it. It's like just a massive nightmare. Nightmarishness.
Yep. I'll probably use one of Thomas's old void creature images for it. But it doesn't notice the whole lot of you, but you all notice it. And it seems to be chewing down on something. Call a suit.
Spades.
Hmm, pretty good. I'm going to do 2 cards for the rest of them because I'm doing half and half because I am not drawing that. I hate this mouse. I need a new mouse. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely need a new mouse. Uh, bad news. It got a crit. It got a crit success.
Oh, the creature did on noticing us?
Uh, yeah.
Well, fuck.
So some of the earlier group take a step and cause effectively a ripple in the shadows on the ground that the creature can sense and then looked at you all. Mind you, it's got a guy's arm sticking out of its mouth.
Ugh.
proceeds to screech and jump into the trees. And before
I
you
feel like we should.
realize it, it's too far gone for the Twilight people to track.
I feel like we should probably get moving.
The three you
Yeah.
brought with you, Sprocket, Tick, and Talk, are kind of just like quivering, like, sire?
Yes.
The fuck was that thing?
A void creature. This realm is dealing with the void at the moment.
No, 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 no. One, Sprocket points a finger in the air. Sire, I've seen the void. That was not the void. The void is like a sad, dead depiction of yourself, not
Yeah,
whatever that
well,
was.
the void has started invading this realm, so it's doing a lot of things we don't expect.
Talk like, points out, Sire, permission to take samples so we could study it.
Um, Perhaps not until we know more. Like until we've gone further in the realm.
Yes, sire. Now, the one who had paid the toll to pass through, her name was Lydia. And she walks over and says, okay, everyone, that thing was most likely scouting and found someone to eat. So we have about 10 minutes before something lot more dangerous shows up. And it is a 15-minute trek back to where civilization is. Who wants to be bait?
Mm,
I didn't think so. Okay, Liam, please no. You're the fastest one here, for the love of God. So, if we need bait, I think it should be you. Why is it always me? Introducing Liam. This dude is probably the most tired out of the entire group, but for some reason runs the fastest.
That's actually pretty funny.
How far exactly do I have to take this? A lap around our location should do. One lap or two. If you can manage to, go ahead. Yay. So he just starts stretching. You notice that all the Twilight people will take like 2 steps away from him?
I guess I'm gonna do the same. Follow their suit.
Sprocket and Tick are just kind of observing him, like, I wonder what he's gonna do. Is he gonna transform? Is he gonna use a spell? Is he just gonna start running? What the hell is he doing? And he's like looking at the two of them, like, right, wisdom people, got it. Uh, it's a skill if that helps clarify anything, but it gives off a lot of aura. So could you step back a bit? Oh, sorry, my fault. I take a step back. He just finishes his stretches, and then he takes a step, and then he is gone. For context, because you have mind's eye, what you saw was he took a step and drained the life force out of everything around him, and then shot it out of his foot.
Good thing I wasn't in the way of that.
There's a good chance it would have
Thank
just killed
God.
you.
I'm very thankful for my intuition. Like, I should probably step back.
The other two are just the two that were being nosy effectively are just kind of like looking at the ground and everything, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, that's so interesting! I forgot how that works." They're just they're
Uh,
just studying the crap out of that one step they saw.
I mean, he just drained the life out of the area, hence why he wanted you to step back originally.
Oh, they're aware of what happened. What they're doing is that they're taking samples of the dying ground to study that.
My character's gonna chuckle a little bit at that.
By the way, Beams, this is how all your citizens act. If they find something they don't understand, they do everything they can to study it.
I mean, fair. I mean, the more you know, the more smart you are. Like, there's less like chance of like not understanding certain things. You know what I mean? So it's like racism and stuff like that doesn't really exist.
I
Or
can't
I strive not to have that exist because that's not really good.
I can't remember if it was Tick or Talk stepped who is searching, but the other one walks over to you.
What's up?
Sire, if it's 10
Yes.
minutes, if it takes 10 minutes for us to reach the citadel, what's the likelihood of another attack?
Mm, maybe in 5 minutes. Who knows?
Well, then may I have permission to try an invention I brought along with us?
Uh, sure. Just be careful.
Thank you.
Remember, Curiosity Kid did kill the cat at some point.
Luckily, I am not a flykin. They walk over and they're just kind of like looking at the ground for a bit until they find something. There we are. They reach onto the ground and pick up a rock.
Okay.
They walk into the middle of everyone, place it down, and pull out a weird syringe from their pocket. Not like their actual pocket, like a carrying pocket. It's like it's something specifically sewn into their clothes to hold this type of item.
Okay.
I don't need people thinking I have characters just carrying syringes in their pockets to amp up with.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
So she remember this is an actual rock. She takes the syringe, stabs it, and injects it with a fluid. Takes out the syringe and takes a few steps back.
I'm gonna watch and wait, see if something happens.
That's why people who are like actively like getting antsy because they don't want to wait much longer. Like, what's going on? It's like, give it a second. And almost like in goddamn Disney Cinderella, the rock starts growing and changing shape.
Into what?
It turns into a car.
Hmm?
A,
Did not expect that.
a very blocky car. Not Cybertruck. Cybertruck levels of blocky, but it does not look like the Cybertruck. I should point that out.
So like a Flintstones car.
Slightly better than the Flintstone car, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, everyone. This should last for about 2 hours, which means and it will get us there in much faster time. Load up, and the other one is like, you said it wasn't ready to be driven. I said it hadn't been tested in the field. We tested it, remember? Yeah, but we hit a wall. Well, luckily we're out in the open with what looks to be just trees that won't be a problem. Mmm, fine. Sprock is just looking at it like, how does it work? How does it move? What the heck is it? And then Tick and Talk both simultaneously say, we're going to drive the rock.
I just can't stop thinking of like that one SpongeBob episode where he's just going to deliver pizza, but he's driving a literal rock.
It's
That's what
just
I'm
a
thinking.
stupid boulder. It's not just a boulder, it's a rock. So you all pile in, mind you, quite spacious despite the weird design. And Tick sits in the driver's seat and is like, all right, everyone, hold on to your memories. And a literal gear shift, they pull up to the side and back, and then the rock just goes plowing through the forest line.
Do you guys know how to drive properly or no?
Well, sire, the first time we tested this, we tested it back home in the wisdom realm. We tested it probably in a more constructed area. So we did crash a few walls. As they say this as trees are just getting run over by this, by the way.
Uh-huh. So the gist I'm getting is you're not great at driving, but you're not like gonna get us crashed,
I
is what
mean,
I'm getting at.
we're in a rock. There's no worry about crashing in a rock.
Anything that is moving, no matter what it is, can potentially crash. Like a bird can hit a window, that is considered a crash.
Lydia pipes up from the second row. Um, there is a slight issue coming up, and Talk is
What's
like,
up?
what issue could it possibly be? We're in a rock. Nothing we hit could possibly be a problem. No, it's not the fact that this. It's not something you would hit per se. And as you say this, you see the rock fly over a cliff.
I'm gonna look back at what Lydia's looking at.
And she's like, I was saying that we were gonna run out of places to drive in a bit.
That's a pickle.
Talk looks over at Tig, who looks back at Talk, and they're like, we should have packed airbags. And then the
I mean,
whole
do we
rock
have
just
enough
goes.
momentum or no to get over?
Oh no, it's not like it's not like a ravine with no bridge. It's just a cliff. It just goes over and down.
Can I try to stop the CarPlay mind mod? Like, just halt it from dropping down?
Call a suit.
Spades.
Okay, yeah. Oh, sire,
Yes.
we didn't plan on it falling.
Yeah.
We don't have a way to effectively use this.
Was I able to stop it or no, Glad?
Yeah, you were.
Okay. Can I start just bringing it back slowly to the cliff so it doesn't go over?
Lily, Lydia. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Lilia. Lydia tells you it'd be easiest just to put us down at the base of the cliff.
Alright. Just slowly descend.
Someone else in the back seat stretches up and says, I'll go scout ahead and let them know we're here.
Alright.
This one's name is Raven.
Nice to meet you, Raven.
The pleasure's all mine. I'll be going now. And she just jumps out and starts flying away. She is a bird lichen.
Okay, that makes sense. I'm like, she's either like a lichen or one of the other like bird-esque races. I can't remember what they're called, but I know what
Inquirarians.
they are. Yeah.
No, she's a bird lichen, more specifically a raven. Hence the name Raven.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So she flies off rather quickly, and eventually you all do reach the bottom of the cliff and just keep driving.
Yep.
Eventually,
Thank
Liam.
God for my psychic abilities. It would be really terrible
Oh
if
yeah,
shit went awry.
it would have been hilarious if the ending was just two idiots drove you off a cliff without you realizing.
It's like, ah. Just like Looney Tunes looks down. Plus some sign, help.
So a few minutes after you guys start driving, you notice that Liam is running alongside the rock, saying, "Hey, can I stop running now? Could you let me in?" And Lydia's looking at him like, "When did you catch up to us? Like an hour ago? Or not an hour, like 4 minutes ago? I finished the lap and saw that you guys just started paving a path through the forest." And it's like, and he's like, by the way, the way he's running isn't like proper running form. He is so tired of running. His arms are like waving down in front of him. He's doing like the exaggerated goofy, not goofy, shaggy run, where like
Oh,
each
yeah, I
step is
get
like
you.
huge in front of him.
You know what, sure, you can pop in.
So as you say that, he like jumps up in front of you and lands into the rock. This is nice.
Yep. Power of brilliant minds.
mind you, Sprocket and Talk have been writing ever since the Rock has been put down on the ground again. They've just been writing and writing and writing about like everything
I
that's
feel like
happening with it.
people are just gonna be thinking when we say The Rock, just like, why are they riding on Dwayne The Rock Johnson? Like, are they just riding on his back like that Dave Hasselhoff scene from the first SpongeBob movie?
Oh man, it's so weird. Aren't there like three SpongeBob movies now?
Yeah, the first one was funny though. You can't tell me the
Oh, the
first one was
first one's
probably like the
the first
best.
one's the best. I don't care about that superhero one. That one was weird.
It's like yeah, it's like the what I was thinking of, like, oh, it's a Dave Hasselhoff scene, but instead it's just The Rock. We're just riding on The Rock while he's like swimming through the ground.
So because of this rock, you guys make it there in about 7 to 8 minutes. And as the lot of you climb out, you notice that the rock has definitely got an interesting paint job.
It's probably green, like camo green, because we've been hitting a bunch of trees and whatnot in dirt.
Yep, it is exact. That's exactly its color. And you notice that Tick and Talker look at it and they're like, "We now have more ideas," and they just start writing things down. I should warn you, these guys were just completely brought like so many notepads.
Oh my god, where are they all fitting the notepads?
They have a special bag for it.
Oh my god. I feel like they just have what's it fucking called, the a bag of holding, but it's inside that just is filled with fucking notepads and pencils probably or whatever they're using for writing.
So the breach equivalent for a bag of holding would be storage bags, which are literal pocket bags. Like you make them out of monster parts and then enchant them so they have the pocket effect, so that they can hold. And depending on how powerful the monster parts are, they have more storage. Uh, I've never been able to actually like give them to players because the societies that I've run for didn't have enough to give them, or the players just never had enough money to buy one. And these storage bags, uh, depending on what they're made out of, can hold different types of stuff, even magical stuff, which most normal ones can't. So these guys, I have a normal one, but the only thing they put in it is these notepads. So they've got a
I
few hundred notes just sitting in it.
Well, actually, there's one character that probably could have afforded a pocket bag, that being Milo, but he's dead.
Oh, poor Milo.
His money all got incinerated by the equivalent of him causing a nuke to go off. But that's a story for another day.
Okay. You all get out to find a war torn garrison. I almost said bastion. I don't
Hmm.
know why that was stuck in my head. A war torn garrison full of what looks to be void creature blood. Just all over the place. And a few people, and you see drag marks of other species being pulled away into the what that line be called? There's a across the no man's land leading back to the void's territory. And as you make your way into the building, you see just a bunch of what's the word I should use? Disheartened people just kind of sprawled out across the place, sad, some crying over loved ones, others talking with people who are ethereal in nature.
Hmm. This will not do. I'm glad I came here, actually. You guys, a lot of the people here look really miserable.
Hmm. Well, we'll take you to see Lady Twilight. perhaps she can help decide what should be done.
All right.
A, a bunch of the party that came with you, like four of them, just leave, right? Luckily for me, they're the ones that I didn't have to name, so we're good. Yes, they were mostly just here in case combat actually popped off.
Oh, it didn't. We just makes car, goes room.
It was funny. Trust me. I've been having that idea for so long now of just
Well, it reminds me
driving
of
around.
the inventions Bulma has in Dragon Ball, where she'd like fucking make a car, like a house out of a little pill. She'd just pop and it would explode.
Do you know the science behind those pills, by the way? It's actually
No, not really,
it's
actually.
actually way creepier when you actually understand how they work. She shrinks everything in those pills down to that size to fit in the pill. And the dust you see when the pills pop open is the shrinking stuff wearing off. So when characters talk about like being put in those pills, they're volunteering to be shrunk down to that size and put in stasis to exist in that.
That is kind of horrifying, actually. She could probably kill countless people, just put their bodies in a pill.
Yeah. Again, Bulma is a terrifying scientist, and they downcredit her because DBZ is such a crazy universe.
So is Dragon Ball Super as well.
Hmm.
That's why I didn't really refer to that one. That one's like, it's a bit too crazy.
Same universe, just different points in time. Next things up, you all get escorted. It's just Lydia and Liam and the four of you. Raven already went ahead, so all the guards are just letting you through. And once you guys walk in, you see Lady Twilight sitting on her throne, but she doesn't have like that air of elegance you would expect from royalty. She's got her hair's all messed up. She's sitting there kind of like, "Oh god, what do I do?" And her outfit is clearly torn from being in battle.
I don't blame her. I mean, she's trying to help her people the best she can.
She sees you walk in. Everin! Oh, they actually did find you. Thank God. Raven wasn't just messing with me again.
Yep.
Please tell me you brought like a super weapon with you.
No, not inherently no.
Oh my god. I don't know what happened. Everything was good, everything was fine, you know? Everyone was happy, everyone was having a great day. Then I don't know where the void decided that we tasted good or something. I don't know. And they just started attacking.
Well, that's why I have Leto and the other researchers back in my kingdom researching into that, because that does make no sense.
Uh,
But
you
I am
know,
here to help you fight the void and look for someone to also help with the weakening locks, from what I've been told.
why else would. I mean, why else would the void decide to attack us if the locks weren't weakening? The void doesn't. The void has only ever consumed worlds who's run out of power to sustain themselves. Unless our lock was weakening, the void would never willingly attack us.
Yeah, unless there's something causing the void to wake up. That's just one hypothesis I just thought of.
Something making the void wake up.
Don't know though. It's just something I thought of. A hypothesis, if you will.
Those
No evidence behind it,
assholes.
just a thought.
Something making the void wake up. The only ones with a very clear affinity for the void would be the night realm, shadow realm, night realm, whatever you want to call it. I prefer night realm. Shadow realm sounds so much like
Mhm.
Yu-Gi-Oh. I sent I asked for aid from everyone, and they were the only ones who didn't actually say anything. Could they be trying to wage war and using the void as a surrogate? Oh man, I hate politics.
Same here. That's why, like, sometimes I use the excuse to kind of get away from it. Though this isn't really an excuse, more so I just wanted to help y'all out because you look pretty miserable.
Have you had to watch your men die on the battlefield and be eaten, then turned against you?
No, but that sounds really terrible.
Mm-hmm. For the best way to explain what's been happening, the Voida seems to attack 3 hours of the day, and for those 3 hours, it's relentless.
Mhm.
Sadly, I can only use my ultimate skill once a week because of how much aura it drains. Otherwise, it wouldn't be an issue.
See.
It's taking most of our supplies just to hold the line, but regardless of how many we destroy, they'll just take the. If we even lose one man, they just take it and turn it into another soldier. Can't keep doing this. It's so much. So,
Well, it's okay, Miss Twilight. I'll help you. No matter what you need, if you need more supplies, probably ask my kingdom to give you.
thank you. Here's what we know so far based on their attack patterns. They send scouts first to see what exactly we're how fortified our force is. Then, in an hour's time, a main force attacks that realistically probably would overwhelm us if we weren't ready for it. But typically, we ever since we had the nomads start helping us, they're able to fend off the main attack.
Hmm.
But now we have you here, so hopefully we can push them back for more than just a week or two.
Yep.
And you said your people are investigating, so hey, maybe we'll figure it out.
Yep.
I'm gonna dispatch a team to go see what the Night Realm is up to. Hopefully, they're not behind the cause of this, and they can give me some type of insight. In the meantime, could you please prepare yourself for whatever's going to happen here?
That
Preferably prep some technology to be brought here.
I'm going to contact L.E.O because I feel like I probably made a psychic link with them because I can't do that as my race.
Mm-hmm.
If they have a mind stat of 4 or higher, so yeah. Just have a little phone call going off in their head.
Mm-hmm. Sire, hello.
Hey, so Twilight Realm is really just fucked as shit. Uh, would like to like if you could send some of the automatons here, not all of them, obviously, just some of them. 'Cause we might need them.
Dispatch a unit? No problem. I'll talk to General Cog.
You're welcome. I mean, yeah, never mind. Thank you for that.
Of course. I'll I'll study until you return safely.
Queens. Oh, Miss Twilight, a unit will be here shortly. You
Thank
know
you.
my automaton. You're welcome.
Now, now that that's settled, can you go tell my scientists I have some, but they're stupid and I'm mad at them. Please go help them figure something out.
Yeah, of course.
I should warn you, we brought one back live, so it might be a little dangerous over there.
I can handle myself.
Thank you, Everin.
You're
Now, if you'll
welcome,
excuse
Miss
me,
Twilight.
I need a nap. And she lays down on her throne, which you now notice can also shift into a full bed.
Damn, I should probably get
I
that.
gotta get one of those. What the hell? All right. So you go and you find their R&D department. That's yeah, no, R&D department. It's research and development. Yeah. You find their research and development department and you go in and she's not entirely wrong. They are kind of stupid. They've got a void creature chained to a wall and think that's enough. No PPE. There's no glass or anything between the lot of them. It's just a living void creature lashing out, trying to do stuff, and they're all
My
just
character's gonna sigh and just face palm like, oh my god, this is embarrassing, man. They're not saying this literally, but they're saying it in their minds. It's like, bruh.
so TikTok and Sprocket. Damn, I almost forgot. I almost forgot that one. All walk in, see the research lab in just utter shambles, and are like, "Dear God, no! We got to fix this now."
Yeah.
So this is where I get to actually show off Tick all their abilities. Tick and Talk both set their arms out, and they're the ones who can metal bend, which is really fun. But they can only do it in specific ways. They
Hmm.
each have a magnetic pull attached to them. So Tick is north, Talk is south.
Ah, okay, I
So
get you.
so instead of it being like purely metal bending like Magneto does, they have to use their magnetic pulls to work together, to, like reshape everything.
Hmm.
And
What's
Sprocket,
wrong? Yeah. What are they up to?
uh,
Well,
this is gonna sound weird. He can like Spider-Man shoot out just straight glass.
I hope it's only coming out of his hands or something, because that'd be really cursed if it's coming out from anywhere else.
So he typically only uses it from like his fingertips, but he can do it from pretty much anywhere on his body.
I don't want to imagine that, Glad. Please don't put that image in my head.
Yeah. His main combat ability is to just turn himself into a giant spike and then hug you.
He just becomes a cactus.
Yes. So he's going around. Firstly, he puts the void creature in its own personal cell. He's like, I don't care how badly we need to be able to take samples. Keep it contained. And he sets up like 4 different layers with doors between it and them. There, that should be resistant to most types of magic.
Good job. Look at the remaining like R&D department. Assuming they're just kind of watching this baffled or what have you.
They're like,
Like you guys probably take notes.
they all have got like a bunch of they all got like coffee and stuff, like very clearly very tired and not wanting to deal with what's going on. And it's like, all right, we get it, not the safest, but like, dude, we're at war. We don't care about safety standards right now. We care about getting the information.
Yeah, well, what if that thing got out? You'd have a lot of dead people on your hands.
We'd have one
Safety
dead
is
void
always
creature when we have like 1,000 more outside.
yeah. So, but when having one inside of like loose would not be good. Point is, safety is also important when trying to research something, even in times of war.
You see them make a face, but they kind of, you see how they kind of understand what you're trying to, the point you're trying to get across. So the three of them all take a knee and bow and apologize for their behavior.
That's fine. I understand you guys are stressed. I mean, there is a war going on outside, so it's fair.
The
Don't blame me
first
for
one
that.
raises their head and says, "Sorry.
Hmm.
As my honor as a scientist, my name Doof. I apologize for my behavior."
It's fine, man. Everyone makes mistakes. Point is, we learn from them.
We have collected a few samples from the void creature, and it does appear to be having a reaction to something.
If you don't mind me asking, what is that something, or if that is that still yet to be determined?
Yet to be determined, but we have isolated it down to at least 3 different things.
What are those three things?
Either a great shift in mana, a spell, or, the most likely, they're responding to the call of the key. But it doesn't, it would not make sense that Madame Twilight would even, would ever beckon these things with her key.
No. I mean, if they're responding to the key, could be the Shadow Realm, but that's not entire. Like, I don't know for sure.
Hmm. Yes, that's Madame Twilight's theory as well. Hmm. So you see Doof walk over to a wall and pull out a vial of a small void-like substance that's like bouncing around the glass, trying to put right its way out. This here is somehow living. A living sample at this size was rather difficult to acquire, but we have this machine over here that we use. Test
Mhm.
which of the three is actually attracted to, affected by. He puts it into like a little, I don't know the sciencey word for it. It's already
A
in a test
capsule.
tube. It's in a thingy that go. I know, I know what it looks like, but I can't remember what it is called.
I
But
was just thinking capsule, but yeah, I get you.
you put it on the thing, and then it puts it under like, I don't know. I'll find a picture when I'm editing. I think hopefully, because this is gonna bother me if I can't think of it. It's like a very big microscope that's supposed to apply different effects to it, and it's supposed to. I can't,
Oh, I know what you're thinking of.
yeah.
I can't think of it
I
either. I know
the
what it is.
the name is lost on me. I'm so pissed that I can't remember it, but I'll hopefully remember it when I'm editing.
A microscope. That's what it's called.
Well, it's not like a microscope. It's gosh, they do it to test things with like metals and stuff. That's like really big, and you put the thing there, and it's like
I don't know that. I was thinking of a microscope.
I'll find it at some point. It annoys me that I can't remember what it's called, but they do that, and they're like this here. They show you like a small orb is mana, carefully calculated to mimic the effects of the spell.
Mhm.
Over here, we have Madame Twilight's key. She had let us use it to run this experiment.
Uh-huh.
And here we just have a large source of mana that will gradually move away to see which of the three this is the void are reacting to. The only real downside of this experiment would be if the void reacts to all three or multiple, because then we wouldn't be able to understand. We wouldn't be able to pinpoint what exactly is going on. Oh,
Then I would say just do it one at a time. If you want to do the mana first, do the mana first, then the key afterwards.
by the way, you notice Doof is on his feet asleep. Huh? Oh, yes. We thought of that as well, but the main issue with that was that it reacts to all of them individually, but we don't know which it reacts to the most. For instance, because of this amorphous form of this piece of void, we can't tell if which one it's more desperately attempting to reach. Which is why we attempted to put them in between all three, whichever one it gravitates towards is its primary objective. But if it were to do nothing, it's because it could not decide what to go to.
That is a pickle.
We'll begin to run the experiment now, and they kind of just set up the machine, flip the switch, and you see the little thing just kind of moving towards one, then back towards another. And instead of staying in the middle, it's like bounce. It's like trying to choose between two. The two being the spell and the key. Until eventually it just kind of sits in between the two of them and like starts flattening itself out, trying to spread.
Mhm. What if it's after both, rather than just one singular goal?
Sprocket walks over. My assumption would be that it wants to create. It's looking for a spell created through a key. Thus, it's attempting to track down the closest thing it can find. But this is Madame Twilight's key, and the spell you said mimics her spell almost completely. Beans, call a suit.
Spades.
Mm. The four of you are shocked unconscious.
Huh?
The four of you are shocked unconscious.
What the? Why? How am I shocked unconscious?
Beans, you don't have a lot of aura. Like hitting you hard enough to knock you unconscious is not hard.
Oh yeah, we also don't have a lot of HP either.
Oh shit, how much HP do you have?
I only have 50.
You're fine. It hurt, but you're fine.
The fuck knocked me unconscious?
Alright, I gotta stop the recording there because that's technically the end of the one shot, but I'll gladly give you the info after I've done stop the recording.